handshakes, and big reunions, as well as events indoors. For more information, please go to floridahealthcovid19.gov. This is a message from Entv USA for the community.
Welcome back. Joining us for our first segment today is attorney Tom Spencer. Tom has been on this program before. Very interesting individual, fantastic background, lots of experience in corporate law and also on the political scene. Tom, welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Moscow Mas. Thank you for taking time out to be with us. How are you doing?
Thank you. It's an honor and a privilege.
So listen, I understand now you are involved with an organization. You're the vice president of the Lawyers Democracy Fund. Can you tell us a little bit about that organization and what you hope to do with it?
Well, the Lawyers Democracy Fund has been organized for many years, and it is a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization that does research and provides educational materials in connection with voting issues. And the whole purpose of the organization is to make sure that the country has the information in an unbiased way with respect to voting issues, Electoral College and our system and our cherished democracy and how we depend upon the vote and the participation of citizens to make policy.
How do you disseminate that information? How do you get it out to the public?
We come on programs like yours, and we're doing now a nationwide blitz of radio programs, television programs, in which we're commenting on the various issues as they pop up with respect to voting and electoral issues. And we'll, after the vote in November 4th, I'm sure we'll be talking about the Electoral College.
Sure. So you've had some experience in this with these issues. I mean, I recall you were very involved in the whole hanging chads debate, as I recall. Is that correct?
Yes, I've been in the electoral issue for many years. I litigated a number of vote fraud cases, some in Miami, Hialeah, et cetera, and Miami mayoral election. And so I was asked to be co-counsel in connection with Bush versus Gore. And that ended up, interestingly enough, where I became a monitor for the Bush campaign and then testified before the Supreme Court of Florida and the Supreme Court of the United States.
How do you see things evolving in this upcoming election, Tom? I mean, it seems that if you listen to the comments of Hillary Clinton just a couple of days ago, I think she sort of tipped the hand of the Democrats and sort of laid out their strategy to continue their resistance by all means possible if, perchance, there's even some question about a victory for Donald Trump. They're going to pull out all the stops to try and make sure that doesn't happen. Where are you seeing things? I mean, what's your view of that?
Exactly right. As you know, I've litigated against Hillary Clinton before. I know her mindset, and it was a war cry, and she is just going to make sure, and they're going to make sure that there's election chaos in the event that there are close elections that they feel like they can contest in various states. So it's going to be, in my view, Bush versus Gore on steroids. And we're just not going to have the results in the way that we need to have them on a timely basis. In my view, I hope I'm not being too pessimistic, but in my view, we won't have results until December.
Really?
And remember that the Electoral College deadline is December the 14th.
Wow. So they got to basically buy roughly 40 days.
Yeah, and essentially, there are two things after that in play. The Presidential Succession Act of 1947 and the 20th Amendment to the Constitution.
Talk to us about that, Tom. What does each one of those pieces of legislation signify?
What happens is that if the electoral votes have not been sent to the House of Representatives by December the 14th, then no candidate has a majority or 270 electoral votes, then it gets thrown into the House, and then the House votes not by a majority, which would be the Democrats at this time, but by each state has one vote, and the one vote then makes the decision. But if the states can't agree, and then no candidate gets a majority in the House of Representatives, the Speaker of the House becomes the acting president.
Holy moly! So you're talking about Nancy Pelosi possibly being acting president of the United States. Is that correct?
Exactly, and there are lots of articles that are being posted all over the place, and it's my view that is their resistance backstop strategy, and they're going to be filing litigation all over the place. As a matter of fact, they already are.
Wow. How do you fight that? How do you make sure that if the president is reelected, that in fact he is able to move forward with his team and assume another term of office?
Well, I mean, ultimately, it's going to, in my view, it's going to end up in the Supreme Court of the United States, because we just can't continue this chaotic resistance thing. We've never had a coup attempt in the history of the United States, and we've had one. I mean, what they have done, what they are doing with their lawsuits, their criminal investigations, so-called, all the things that they have done to this president, including the espionage that went on by the previous president, is just, we can't tolerate that. We can't. Our democracy is not set up that way.
Yeah.
And,
Tom, it's interesting you mentioned that, because I started referring to it as a coup attempt a long time ago. What transpired during the Obama presidency in terms of going after Michael Flynn and going after members of Trump's transition team. It was very clear from the very beginning that this resistance was very, very real, and that it went all the way up to the very top of the Obama administration. And at the time, it was a little bit controversial, sort of calling it a coup attempt. But I think as more and more information has come out, it's becoming pretty obvious that President Obama, Joe Biden, and his team really, in fact, tried to do everything possible to derail the incoming administration.
And they're continuing to do it. And Hillary Clinton's participation since she lost the election in this group or team has been just absolutely outrageous.
So it's going to take a pretty decisive win by the president to avoid that sort of contestability in the Electoral College. I mean, is that how we fight that off, by making sure that Trump secures a big margin of victory?
Absolutely. It's got to be a home run, overwhelming victory for this to stop. And, even then, they're going to continue their resistance if he wins. But it's got to be a huge windfall. It's got to be a huge, huge victory.
Yeah. Look, I don't know how feasible that is. I mean, obviously the polls have tightened considerably in the last couple days, especially now following the Republican National Convention. But I think everybody's in their corner, right? I mean, the Republicans have their are focused on getting Trump reelected. The Democrats are 100% on the side of Joe Biden. It appears that independents are swinging towards the Trump campaign. I think that blacks that traditionally have been a firewall for Democrats. That firewall, I think, now has some pretty big cracks on it, especially after the RNC convention and some of the speakers that we saw there. But you know, you've got two camps that are firmly rooted with their candidate, and very little in the middle that could swing things one way or the other, right? So it's going to be tough to sort of make it overwhelming, but you know, that's what may be necessary in order to avoid this post-election chaos that you're describing.
Yes, but I think that we have to be realistic. The BLM movement is a kinetic part of the Democratic strategy, and that is that if there is a win by Trump and it's not overwhelming, we're going to see BLM on steroids, just like we saw last night after the RNC. There was no reason or excuse for what the Democrats and BLM and all of their groups did last night after the RNC at the White House.
Sure. Going after Rand Paul and all that stuff. What
I'm worried about is that it's going to start an all-out mini civil war.
Wow.
I mean, realistically, you can see what's happening as it's spreading all over the country.
Listen, I don't want that. I'm sure you don't want it. I think most Americans are adverse to the idea that we're going to continue to see this violence on the street, but you got to be ready for it. You heard it here first from our friend Tom Spencer. Tom, thank you for being on the program. Appreciate you taking the time. Always insightful, always interesting, and look forward to seeing you again and hopefully proving you wrong on Election Day so you don't have to go to work and go back to court.
Yeah, I hope I'm wrong.
Thank you, Tom. Have a good day.
You too.
We'll be back in just a few minutes after another commercial break here on Moscow Mas. We are Entv USA. You can find us on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Roku. You can also download our mobile applications either from Google Play or from the Apple Store, depending on your online device. Give us a shot. You'll like what you see. Con una vista, basta.
Your body's immune system is under constant pressure from things like stress and toxins in the environment. It's crucial to be proactive and support your immune system. Introducing fast-acting Zinc Plus Immune Support by Youngevity. Unlike zinc-only supplements, Zinc Plus Immune Support builds on the proven power of zinc and adds complementary nutrients, while our proprietary blend of natural fruit and root extracts provides the extra help your immune system needs to work against daily stressors. And we've included Youngevity's exclusive plant-derived minerals to give your body the minerals it needs, but can't get from food alone. And because Zinc Plus Immune Support is delivered in a great-tasting, sugar-free, berry-flavored lozenge, it encourages quicker absorption of all these nutrients into your body. Zinc Plus Immune Support. Zinc plus the extra support your body needs to promote a healthy immune system. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Antioxidants are essential to protect your cells against the damaging effects of free radicals. Purmeric by Youngevity harnesses the power of nature to combat free radicals by delivering a potent boost of antioxidants known for their incredible healing properties. Sourced from certified organic turmeric root, Purmeric contains 95% curcuminoids, the active compounds that quash free radicals. Turmeric has been used in Ayurvedic and Chinese medicine for thousands of years to promote both heart and brain health, as well as its powerful anti-inflammatory properties. We've also included a botanical blend of phytonutrients that include flavonoids, carotenoids, and sulfides. These natural, plant-based chemicals are powerful contributors to overall health and well-being. Purmeric, the organic antioxidant supplement from Youngevity, formulated to promote optimal health. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Understanding your microbiome can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Ultimate Microbiome by Youngevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
A strong heart is a happy heart. Your body's systems depend on a healthy cardiovascular system to thrive. Without a healthy heart, you could experience symptoms like fatigue, aches and pains, dizziness, or shortness of breath. Youngevity developed Ultimate EFA Plus with a proprietary balanced blend of essential fatty acids. We started with flaxseed oil. It's been shown to improve the elasticity of arteries and support healthy blood pressure. Next, we included cold water fish oils, rich in omega-3s that can promote a healthy cardiovascular system and even increase levels of good HDL cholesterol. Then we added borage oil, known for its powerful anti-inflammatory properties. Blended together, these essential fatty acids provide you with the optimal blend of nutrients to help maintain normal cardiovascular health. Ultimate EFA Plus, the right nutrients to improve your heart health naturally. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Cardio Beats from Youngevity supports a healthy cardiovascular system and helps supply the nutrients your body needs to support better physical endurance. Your capacity to last a little longer is largely based on how well your cardiovascular system expends oxygen and circulates blood through your body. Cardio Beats helps combat the oxidative stress caused by physical activity by supplying you with key nutrients that support your cardiovascular system. These nutrients have also been shown to help improve endurance. Cardio Beats starts with organic beets, a rich source of nitrates to support healthy blood flow and oxygen transport. We've added whole foods from highly bioavailable seaweed and mango fruit, both known for blood flow support, and antioxidant-rich sweet cherries. Then, for even more heart health benefits, we finished it off with key amino acids. Take your physical endurance to the next level with Cardio Beats. Talk to your Youngevity associate for more information.
Welcome back to Moscow Mas. I am your host, Raul Mas, and thank you for sticking with us. Our second guest this evening is a gentleman we've had here before. His name is Joseph Stong. Joe is the Regional Director of Fundraising for Wyoming Catholic College out in Lander, Wyoming. Very interesting institution that combines a study of the great books of antiquity along with a fantastic outdoor education for its students. But more importantly, Joe is a very astute observer of the political scene, very thoughtful individual, very well educated, provides some fascinating commentary on events as they unfold in our political sphere, and it's always a pleasure to have him here on the program and listen to his views. Joe, thank you for being with us, and appreciate your coming on the program again.
Thank you so much, Raul. I really appreciate you giving me the time to chat.
So listen, what caught my eye was some commentary that you'd made on LinkedIn, which I guess is where I first met you, about this incident in Kenosha, Wisconsin, with this young man who apparently was fighting off some people that were chasing him. He was armed. He shot somebody, or shot a couple people apparently, and it seems to me, and this is just from what I saw this morning that sort of ticked me off, starting with CNN, that the person that assaulted him is now being turned into a hero. You know, his girlfriend gave an interview to CNN about what a great guy, you know, her boyfriend was, and how he was just trying to help and he was trying to stop the violence, et cetera, et cetera. You've had a chance to look at the video. You've you know, done your research. Give us an idea of what you've seen. But before we get there, tell me a little bit about the historical or the philosophical underpinnings of the right to self-defense.
Well, you know, everybody, the entire premise of Western civilization is the rights of the individual. And the first right of an individual is to their own life. I mean, everything in our law is premised on that idea that you have a right to your life. And the difference between a person who's the good guy and versus a person who's the bad guy is which side is defending life and which side is aggressing against life. You strip that away or get rid of that distinction and the entire civilization collapses. You can't make a distinction anymore.
Right.
So in any scenario, including with the police, if it was a police officer and a black man, the individual who's aggressing has to justify that aggression. The person who has his hands up and is not aggressing is almost always the victim.
Right.
There's very, and most people would understand that. Unfortunately, what we're having now is that guilt and innocence is determined by political ideology rather than what the behavior of the individuals involved. So rather than decide who was the aggressor and who was the defender, CNN and others are just immediately going to, well, what was their politics?
Right.
Whose side are they on?
Right.
Oh, if they're a liberal, you know, progressive, radical, communist, oh, well, then they can do pretty much whatever they want, and any consequences is unjust.
Yeah. And if, like the 17-year-old, you're carrying a gun and you happen to be a former police cadet interested in a career in law enforcement, that automatically brands you as the villain rather than the hero.
That's great. And so it totally empties out any consideration of what is the classic definition of who is guilty and who is innocent. Instead, makes everything a proxy of politics.
Right. Now, you've seen the video, right? You've seen the video in Kenosha,
Yes.
Wisconsin. What's your take on it? I mean, I know you've done your homework. Give us your rundown on what you've seen in the different frames of the video and how the shooting actually took place.
There's actually 22 videos. There's 22 cell phone camera videos that I went to a particular website that aggregated them all and put them in real time, connected them all together so you can see the same scene from multiple different angles. And what it shows from earlier that day, this young kid came to Kenosha. I guess he lives about 20 minutes away. So Kenosha and his home are right across from the border line. So it's not like he drove hours to get there. Mm-hmm. He had been there to help communities, but prescinding from his motives for being there and whether it was a curfew or not, or whether he had the right to have a gun or not, until he was assaulted, he had as much right to stand around in that street as everyone else did. In the videos, it shows he was standing around guarding businesses, and other people were milling about, and everything was above board and everything was legal as far as it goes. The cops weren't doing anything to anybody there. They were holding the line at the 60th Street. Hundreds of people are milling about in the streets. Nobody was committing a crime, at least in many of the videos I'm watching, on both sides. They were just milling about until he got isolated somehow, and then he was chased. The videos are not clear on exactly what prompted him being chased, but regardless, he's being chased by several individuals, and he's fleeing. So that's not the sign. That's not the behavior of an aggressor. That's not the behavior of someone looking for trouble. That's the behavior of someone trying to get away from trouble.
Correct.
And only when he was cornered did he turn and fire.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and
he sort of stumbled,
fired,
right? I mean, and people were throwing stuff at him from what I saw.
Right. So according to the videos that I saw, after he fired the initial shot, he was chased, he was attacked, he fired one shot, and then the gentleman went down, the individual went down, the person who was attacking him went down. He didn't immediately just end him. He didn't fire another shot. He didn't spray wildly into the crowd. He stopped what he was doing. People were rendering first aid. The point of the matter is, in self-defense situations, you have a right to defend yourself, but you can't use that right as an excuse to murder people when they're down, when they're no longer aggressing. They may still be unjust, but they're no longer aggressing, and to kill somebody who is wounded would be murder.
Right. And
that would be the case if you're a police officer or a soldier or anyone.
Right.
The moment an unjust aggressor stops aggressing, you can't. You don't have a moral or legal right to shoot.
Right.
Now, this is very relevant because later in the video, multiple people are chasing him when he fell down the second time. He doesn't shoot the entire crowd. He doesn't shoot everybody who's running at him. The only people he shot were people who were immediately in assaulting him. So there's a skateboarder dude who knocked him to the ground, hit him with a skateboard, was trying to rip the gun away from him. The other guy
that's the guy that I think got killed.
Yeah, well, yeah, 2 people got killed, 1 person is maimed.
Right.
So the skateboard guy got killed, but it was when Kyle was on the ground, and the man had just got done swinging a skateboard and hit him in the shoulder, and it was on top of him. That's when he fired. And now there were dozens of people all around him, all shouting and yelling. He didn't shoot any of them. There were multiple people that even came by and tried to kick him in the head. He didn't shoot them either. There were people he pointed the rifle at, and they backed away, and he didn't shoot them. So his discipline was extraordinary. Right. I don't think I've seen anybody. I don't think there's very few videos of anyone with rifles to begin with. But in this scenario, even the gentleman who shot his arm off, he hesitated. The man put his hands up. A split second later, and he didn't shoot. The man dropped his right arm into his waistband, pulled out a pistol, and that's when Kyle shot him.
Right.
But he didn't shoot him again. He only shot him once. Yeah. So because there's no more threat. And I think that gets back to, again, the premise is you can only defend yourself in imminent danger to your life. Right. It's not a feeling of danger. It's not a generalized feeling of danger. You can only defend yourself licitly if you are in immediate danger of losing your life, and it seemed like that was what was going on.
Yeah, listen, absolutely a very important point that you're making there, Joe. But I encourage everybody who's watching this program to take the time. You can find the unedited videos on YouTube. I mean, they're pretty easy to find, and take a look. As to more than a few of them. All right, see it from different angles. And begin to make your own assumptions, because what's happening right now is that folks like CNN, and I'm sure CNBC will do the same thing, are going to be selectively editing this video, and they're going to be spinning a narrative. And that narrative is going to be of this young, pimple-faced, white guy with a gun that had no reason for being there, that just willy-nilly decided to shoot some people that he didn't like. That's the story that you're going to be fed. You're going to be told by his girlfriend that the guy that was bashing him over the head with a skateboard was a hero. That's what CNN's reporting this morning. So I would encourage everybody watching this program, watch the unedited videos for yourself, get a wide view of different angles, both in the videos as well as the news sources that are reporting on it, so that you get to the truth. And don't allow the mainstream media to basically tell us how to think. We can see with our own eyes what went down in a situation like this, and we can form our own opinions. Thank you, Joe, for being on the program. I appreciate you taking time out from your busy schedule, and hope we can talk to you again sometime soon. And thank you for the great insights.
Thank you, Raul.
Take care. Have a good day.
just because you're a certain age doesn't mean you have to look it or feel it. Immortalium by Youngevity was developed to support your body's ability to age normally and healthfully. It's an advanced anti-aging supplement that combines the most effective essential nutrients in a cutting-edge, bi-layered and extended release tablet designed to support your telomere health and natural aging process. Telomeres are the biological clocks within your cells that form the protective ends of almost every chromosome in your body. Telomeres help prevent the chromosomes from deteriorating. The longer and healthier the telomeres in a cell, the greater the health and anti-aging benefits. Immortalium contains synergizing antioxidant enzymes and telomere health-promoting nutrients that are quickly absorbed to give your body time to break down the antioxidants and put them to work. Immortalium, advanced anti-aging support that can help fight the natural aging process. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate. Paying attention to your overall health also means focusing on the command center of it all, your brain. Factors like stress, lack of sleep, poor diet, a sedentary lifestyle, and the bombardment of pollutants and toxins can all diminish brain and neural functions. When was the last time you concentrated on your brain health? Synaptive by Youngevity is a cutting-edge, unique brain support supplement that delivers powerful nutrients both immediately and throughout the day. Its anti-stress nutrients provide instant brain-boosting support that helps with mental focus and cognitive activity. To enhance your body's neuroprotection, Synaptive's full-spectrum antioxidant blend targets 6 major classes of free radicals that inhibit brain function. This powerful nutrient combination also promotes healthy blood flow to the brain. Synaptive, optimal antioxidant neuroprotection and support for a healthy brain. Now that's something to think about. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Super Greens is a one-of-a-kind blend that's loaded with hard-to-find nutrient-dense superfoods. We've used what we've learned from our more than 20 years working with mineral-based nutrition to create one of the healthiest, plant-based nutritional products available. Each superfood was carefully selected so that it complements and enhances the others, helping to maximize Super Greens' nutritional power. Next, we added a specialized fermentation technique to increase the bioavailability of each superfood. Finally, we put in powerful probiotics and enzymes for added digestive support to give you jam-packed nutritional support. Youngevity Super Greens, the highly alkalinizing super supplement that helps balance your body. It's the superfood-powered way to get more organic fruits and veggies in your day, all in just one scoop. Check with your Youngevity distributor to learn more.
As you age, factors like health, weight, diet, and lifestyle can all impact your bones, joints, and general mobility. Over time, you might start to experience stiffness or pain due to damaged joints or connective tissue. Ultimate Glucogel by Youngevity was created to help you limit the effects of wear on your joints. It delivers a daily dose of collagen-rich gelatin your body needs for joint elasticity and maintenance. Ultimate Glucogel contains a 1-to-1 ratio of gelatin and glucosamine sulfate, which is a key building block of your bone matrix, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, and connective tissue. Gelatin's unique blend of amino acids not only help with muscle and joint health, but also has been shown to provide additional benefits for the brain, skin, and hair. Ultimate Glucogel. Natural, optimal daily support for joint health. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Welcome back to Más con Más. Thank you for sticking with us. I want to finish tonight's program by introducing you to one of our new sponsors here on Más con Más and on Entv USA. His name is Humberto Gonzalez. He's very well known in this community as one of the top car salesmen in South Florida, has been for quite some period of time. But now he's got a new product out called Revelando los Secretos del Mago, revealing the secrets of the magician. And he calls himself the magician because for many, many years he was in the car business. He learned all the tricks of the trade of the car business and the car financing business. And he's now come out with a fascinating website and an educational tool to help make you a much more informed consumer when you walk into an automobile dealership to buy an automobile or whether you go to buy it online. Humberto, thank you for being with us and thank you for being on Más con Más and for sponsoring us. Without your support, we couldn't be here. So
Raul,
thank you very much.
Raul, thank you so much for having me on your program. It's very, very interesting. I have to admit that I was watching the previous two interviews and I was truly enjoying myself.
Good, good. I'm glad. So tell us a little bit about your background real quick and then tell us about the product.
Sure. Actually started in the car business back in 1984 at Encero Winton Chevrolet in San Antonio, Texas. I was in the automotive industry very proudly for 35 years and very successful. I was a co-owner of two Chevy dealers. I was a co-owner of one of the largest independent dealers here in South Florida, and very proud of the automotive industry. And by the way, the course that I put together is in no way, in any way, an offense or anything negative towards a marvelous industry such as the automotive industry that provides millions and millions of jobs for our people across the country. Absolutely. I have a very large respect for the automotive industry.
Sure. It's about being an informed consumer.
It's exactly what it is. In fact, one of the most interesting things is that most dealers are going to approve of this product that I'm putting out because when the person comes in, the consumer comes in to buy a car, they're going to know what to expect. Right. And, good, reputable dealers are going to appreciate informed and educated customers.
Sure. We had a major automobile dealer not too long ago, and he told us,
a friend of mine.
He told us exactly that. He said that an informed consumer is actually the best person that they love walking into a dealership because they can sort of get through the fluff and get right to the meat of the matter and negotiate a fair price.
Absolutely. That's and speaking about a fair price, what national numbers show is that the average gross or average profit on a car deal is between $5,000 and $6,000. And you ask yourself, you drive through and you see a monument that they've built. It's a $30–40 million building, big location, millions of dollars. Oh, come on, an ad in the Super Bowl for a minute is $5.5 million. Sure. Where do they come up with all that money? Where do they come up with the money to train their salespeople professionally? It comes out of the consumer's pocket. Right. Now, a dealer's willing to take a small deal on a car. It's up to the person buying the car. Sure. It's up to the consumer to learn how to negotiate. Right. And that's what this course is about. It's 26 chapters, okay? Very easily explained, so it's very easily to understand. It's very, in layman's terms. 26 chapters, it's about a 3-hour course. You go into our page, which is 101cinema.com. 101cinema.com, and interestingly enough, the savings code for this program is cachita, like the coffee. Right. Café cachita. So you have to put in your savings code because right now we're giving, to introduce the course, there's a 50% discount. Fantastic. Right now the course, I have to tell you, it's only in Spanish, solamente en español. Right. Because we did it primarily because I've been around for a long time in the South Florida automobile industry here. In South Florida, where the majority of the people speak Spanish. Right. And everybody knows me, through Spanish television because of my TV commercials and everything else. So we did it in Spanish, but soon, in about 30 days, it's going to be out in English. And I tell you, it's folks, it's taken me 6 months to do this. We didn't do this, we very professionally filmed, very professionally edited. And it's a great tool. Yeah. I'm going to be telling people what happens when you go buy a new car. What happens if you want a lease? What is a lease? What if you want to buy a used car? How to figure out what the dealer paid for that car.
Right.
Okay. Also, if you have a trade, what time of the deal do you tell the dealer that you have a trade, the car you want to trade? What documents are you signing? Who's the finance person? Where? And then now we go into the banking end. Also, we teach people about their credit. And it's a complete course. The tool that you need to go buy a car.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely essential. I encourage everybody to take a look at it. 101cinema.com, correct?
101cinema.com. You go in there, you register for free, and then
Fantastic. Take a look at it. Like I said, he's one of our new sponsors here. Good guy, knows his stuff very well. And listen, $5,000–6,000 profit on a car, the average profit that he mentioned on a car that's sold in America, that's a lot of money out of your pocket. So you want to go make sure when you walk into that dealership or you go online that you know all the terminology and all the stuff to sort of make the best deal for yourself. Thank you, Humberto, for being with us, and look forward to having you again sometime soon here on the program.
Raul, thank you so much. I've enjoyed being here so much, just sitting backstage and listening to those two previous
Well, you're welcome here
interviews.
anytime.
Thank you so much.
Take care. And again, 101cinema.com. Thank you, Humberto, and thank you for being with us here on Moscow Mas. Look forward to seeing you again next Friday, 9 p.m. On Entv USA, Cachita Studios here next to Doral, every Friday evening at 9 p.m. Stay with us and look for us soon. Take care.